places 150 through till 4:55, the order of running. The first race had really cut up, just 3 with Torito 1 to 4 to win the novice stakes. Commentary on the afternoon from Alex Fusi.
Siraj is in. Ready. They're off and racing. Sent away for the bet at racingtv.com novice stakes, a mile, half a furlong in front of the field. And it's overactive. 2 previous racecourse runs, jumps forward and will take on the early lead. Shows up here over Torito. White jacket with the green hoop to the outside of Siraj, the newcomer. Orange silks on the inside running rail, pink epaulets, happy to just take an early trail. Progress along the far side. It's overactive, placed twice. Runs at Wolverhampton in November and December. Who leads the field left-handed. Over Torito. Walmorder favourite up on the outside in second place for Robert Havlin. One previous start for this Kingman colt was 3rd on debut over at Newbury. That was over the mile trip. Back to the inside then is Siraj for Harry Davis, a newcomer from the Hugo Palmer stable. Just being encouraged along on the inside is Siraj. Heading towards the final 3.5 furlongs then in our opener of Further Flight Stakes Day here at Nottingham. And Torito tries to come up sides. The pace setting overactive. Siraj has responded well to the urgings of Harry Davis on the inside, still hanging on in there, but now here comes Torito, moving alongside overactive, working their way towards the final quarter of a mile. Away to the left then, Torito, overactive is plugging away in the centre. To the right, Siraj is not far adrift as well here. Heading towards the final furlong. Torito, hands and heel stuff at the moment, it appears to be in control of the action. Siraj on the inside is running a bold race on debut, that's for sure. Overactive now tired back in 3rd, and now Torito is clear by a couple. Inside the final 100 yards of the race, Torito clear of Siraj, and is going to get off the mark here. Torito will score. The Derby entrant goes on to land the prize. Beats into second Siraj, and a gap to the pace-setting overactive, last of the 3.
Torito, 1 to 4 favourite wins for Rab Havlin and Jonathan Eddie Gosden in the George Strawbridge Silks. Siraj, 22 to 1, was beaten in second. Overactive, the only other runner in the race, was back in 3rd. The market expected, and Torito duly delivered. There'll be different opportunities in better ground certainly than this, but he's got through it. He's clearly well regarded. He's a very well-bred horse with big entries as well, but it did rather cut up as a contest. Torito falls on, beating Siraj.
Rab, well done. In terms of what you expected today, how did that fit?
He nearly ran a parallel race to the one he did at Newbury last year. He come there cruising and then paralleled the last half a furlong. Almost what he done there. He got left in front quite a way out when Ross's horse dropped away. And look, he's ran in real soft ground. A lot softer today than last time, but it was real soft ground at Newbury the last day. And although his family loved it, I'm sure he'll be better and better ground. And although he didn't look very strong at the line there, I think he could end up going up to 1.25 miles and just riding a bit of a race on him. Yeah. You know, he can pick up and go through the gears, and you know, I was in front long enough there, you know.
Yeah. He's got a strong middle distance stroke staying influence pedigree, but he does run with a lot of pace, doesn't he? Same at Newbury.
Yeah, he did. I just think he's a type that you could switch off though. Right. You know, in novices you want to put them in a position where they can win, and I think in a better race you might just be able to ride a sort of race on him. He'd be a good strong traveller. You say his family have been more middle distance type horses, so I think that could be the way he's headed.
Next up, we had a handicap over 10 furlongs for which Mud Skipper was just edging it at the top of the market. 5 to 2 at the off.
They're off and racing. This is the Every Race Live on Racing TV handicap stakes. They go over 1.25 miles. Mud Skipper just a step slow. Will settle at the tail end of the field in company with a free-going Dawn Vega, who's yet to settle in the hands of Holly Doyle. In contrast, Eye Trap was away well. Will cross over to lead up in the hands of Marco Ghiani. Leads up early on from Cadavar, the predominantly white jackets. Bohemian Breeze, just in behind the pace. Races on the inside of Latin Verse. White jackets with the light blue on the body as well. Followed by Mud Skipper, and last of all is Dawn Vega. Holly Doyle has got that runner settled about 7 lengths off this leader, which is Eye Trap, as they make their journey along the far side. So it's Eye Trap, half-length advantage over Cadavar, away to the left-hand side as we look on. Bohemian Breeze for James Doyle stalks them, the grey up the inside, racing in third, with Latin Verse, the only previous winner, to the outside in fourth position, a winner over 1.5 miles at Lingfield last time. That runner is followed by the blue and red jacket of Dawn Vega, and up on the inside is Mud Skipper in the hands of Benoit de la Sayette. Towards the end of the back straight, spinning left-handed, making their journey inside the final 4.5 furlongs. Eye Trap, half-length leader from Cadavar in second. Still on the inside, Bohemian Breeze waits in third, is in company there with Latin Verse. Mud Skipper is still at the back end of the field, racing alongside Dawn Vega as they cross over towards the near side here. They're coming towards the near side running rail, and they are shunting that far side as they work their way inside the final 2.5 furlongs. Up front, Cadavar still has the call here. Half-length lead over Eye Trap, who's now shaken. Cadavar goes quite well, this leader. Starts to stretch. Mud Skipper's on the improve. Bohemian Breeze next in the field. Latin Verse is shaken along. Away to the extreme right. Dawn Vega is now starting to run on from the back end of the field. Inside the final 1.5 they head. Cadavar just a narrow leader. Eye Trap in second. Dawn Vega is still plugging away from the tail end. Mud Skipper back in fourth. Bohemian Breeze has no more. Inside the last furlong, Eye Trap just on the outside of Cadavar. Eye Trap and Cadavar locking horns. They're followed by Dawn Vega inside the final 50 yards, and Eye Trap is now extending by 1.5 lengths, and it's going to be fourth time lucky for Eye Trap. Beats Dawn Vega into second, Cadavar back in third. Then came Mud Skipper, a gap to Latin Verse, and Bohemian Breeze last home.
Eye Trap it was, 13-2 for Marco Gianni and Jane Chappell-Hyam, who was successful. Dawn Vega, 11-4, finished in second. And actually at a point, Cadavar, who was further back behind the front two, really did look like the likeliest winner at a point. But it was Eye Trap who was headed and then fought back. And he's the son of Ulysses, out of Miss Dashwood, a close relative of Dashing Willoughby. So the extra emphasis on stamina over the 10 furlongs. Clearly no issue whatsoever, seeing it out well. Sprint next, for which Fix You was 15-8. A little uneasy, though, at the top of the market.
They're off. This is the Racing TV Profits return to racing handicap, dashing away over 5 furlongs open market. Went to post early, was away smartly, leads up early on in company with Paddy's Day. Away to the extreme left is Between the Sticks. Fix You, one of the market leaders, just in behind the pace. Violet jacket in the hands of Kevin Stott is in company with a free-going Castan, red and white, to the outside of the group. They're being followed at this stage. The next wave includes Absolutely Flawless, Thank You, Appreciate, and Near Side Desperate Hero. But they're pretty tightly bunched here, the 8. There'd only be 3 or 4 lengths between them as they dash towards the final 1/4 mile. Open market in the centre. Fix You now pulled out, moving well. Extreme right is Castan. Thank You, Appreciate is trying to get rolling. Between the Sticks away to the left. Up the near side rail, Desperate Hero, but it's now Fix You. Hits the front with a furlong to go. Thank You, Appreciate tries to close. Open market back in third. Then comes Between the Sticks, but it's Fix You in front. And 2, 3 lengths clear here. And Fix You is going to be a second career success. Wins well. Open market may just get second in advance of Thank You, Appreciate. They were away of Between the Sticks and Desperate Hero.
Fix You wins, 15-8 favourite. Kevin Stott, Alice Haynes for Ammo Racing. Open market, 16-1 second. Thank You, Appreciate, 9-1 was in third. This is quite taking. Fix You, daughter of Knight of Thunder. She's very lightly raced indeed. She's now for 2 from 3 on the grass as well. It was a good run at Kempton last time when she might have fared best at the weights, but crouched lower. Kevin Stott just pushing her out, and she's won very takingly off 77. It does seem as though softer ground might just be key to her, but she's got a lot of speed, and where next will be interesting to see.
Kevin, well done. It's rare you can actually ride a race in these kind of conditions, but you were able to today.
Yeah, she was pretty straightforward, to be fair. We just wanted a little lead, and we got one. Quickened up really nicely when I asked her inside the furlong and a half, and yeah, she put the race to bed pretty quick. She obviously likes the ground, ran really well last time at Kempton, so yeah, going forward, there's still plenty to come, I think.
She scampered away from them, isn't she? It's rare you see that kind of speed in these kind of conditions.
Yeah, it's just like obviously some horses, they just really act on this ground, and she's one of them.
And it was the 5 furlong drop from 6 really helpful and positive today?
I think in this, like in the ground,
yeah.
It was the right idea, and she saw it out well. So yeah, I mean, 5-6 furlongs, you can go either way.
Following that race, we had the Novice Stakes over 5 furlongs. An Eternal Class was an 11-4 shot.
That's it, ready. They're off. 5 furlongs for the Dali EBF Novice Stakes. Sarah Dawn a little left-handed on leaving the starting stalls. Fair Wind will take back and drop in at the tail of the field. Zeno got a good beginning, will lead up in company with Eternal Class. Running a solo up against the near side rail is Stocks Park, keeping away from the main group of runners. Just a couple of horse wits between them at this stage. Fair Wind now up to midfield, is in company with Macaulay's Tavern, the black and orange jacket, and Sarah Dawn is just about the overall back marker. Dashing their way towards the final quarter of a mile. Out in front, it continues to be Zeno just with the lead. Macaulay's Tavern is now shaken up. Away to the right, Sarah Dawn comes forward, and here comes Fair Wind as well. Moving into contention in the hands of Kevin Stott. Stocks Park is in behind those. Dashing to the final furlong. Fair Wind now shaken up to tackle Sarah Dawn. Macaulay's Tavern in behind those. Heading towards the final 150 yards. Sarah Dawn and Fair Wind, they battle it out for second and third. Last week it will be first and second, one way or the other this time around. Sarah Dawn just in front. Sarah Dawn just on the far side of Fair Wind. They're away at Macaulay's Tavern. Then Eternal Class, Zeno and Stocks Park.
Sarah Dawn wins 9-2. George Bass and Jack Shannon. Well done to Dave and Jill Headley, the winning owners. Fair Wind 3-1 was second. And it was actually a pair, the first two, who'd met not so long ago, just last week. Sarah Dawn confirming the form with Fair Wind. Fair Wind, the grey in second, has got plenty of promise going forward, given the real lightly raced nature of the profile. Keen early doors, but clearly is going to get the hang of things at some point. But take nothing away from Sarah Dawn, who's going to have plenty of competitive races going forward in handicaps, seeing this out well.
Talk us through it, because she's come home strong there today.
Yeah, she's come on come on strongly there. I wanted to get her rolling early enough, just because she finished off so well the last day, and I know she stays to 5. She handled conditions very well, and yeah, she looks a filly on the up.
Nice of Jack to give you a chance in this particular race without the claim.
Yeah, no, it's great for the boss to have that little bit of faith in me and be giving me these opportunities. And obviously I rode the filly last time out, and I felt as if I got a tune out of her, and luckily he's had that bit of faith, as I said, and stuck me back on, and we're able to go on better for him.
Big race next, the Barry Hills Further Flight Stakes. Listed notable non-runner was Mojo Star. Typewriter also out, and Trushan was 4-9 to make it back-to-back wins in the race.
They're off. 1 3/4 miles in front of them for the Barry Hills Further Flight Stakes. Featured action here at Nottingham, and on the inside, Tashcan was one of the best away, but it looks as though Rajinsky and Urban Artist are going to be the two to go on. Trushan will tuck in behind them, racing in 4th position, and Buzz is going to settle at the back of the 5-runner field. Up past the enclosures they come. It is Rajinsky. Out in front for Harry Davis. Leads up here by 3 parts of a length over Urban Artist and PJ McDonald in 2nd position. Further length and a half away to Tashcan. 2 shades of blue back in 3rd spot for Ben Robinson, with a similar margin to Trushan and Holly Doyle racing in 4th position. And then Buzz on this comeback. Remarkable effort to see him back on track at the tail of the field in the hands of Ross O'Ryan, and would spot the leader about 8 to 9 lengths as they make their way inside the final 1.25 miles. So it's Rajinsky, winner of the Cesarewitch Trial last year, leads up by 3 parts of a length over Urban Artist, the mare who finished 2nd in the Bronte Cup and the Lily Langtree in the last season. A couple of lengths away to Tashcan, such a consistent performer at the top tier, 5th in the Gold Cup and 3rd in the Prix de Cadran, with a gap of 3 or 4 lengths to Trushan back in 4th place. Winner of this race 12 months ago, Trushan, before remarkable weight-carrying success in the Northumberland Plate, and also rounded out the season with success in the Long Distance Cup on Champions Day. And Buzz then at the back of the field. Buzz, who returns from this lengthy absence, was the Cesarewitch winner, of course, back in the 2021 season. Heading towards the end of the back straights in the Barry Hills Further Flight Stakes of 2023 And it is Radzinski. Up on the inside, a narrow leader. Half a length now over Urban Artist. She's continued to apply pressure throughout. Length and a half away is Tashkan. No move yet from Trushan in fourth position. Would be about 5 lengths off the leading pair. Buzz still weighted with at the back of the field as well. Heading for home. Final half mile in their sights. Radzinski with Urban Artist still within half a length. Tashkan extreme left trying to come with a challenge. Trushan now edging closer. Holidor yet to ask for maximum effort, and Trushan, he appears to be travelling very well on the inside. Heading then inside the final 3 furlongs. Radzinski's sent for home. Leads up by a half length. Trushan, though, breezing into contention now. Moves to within a neck. They go away from Tashkan. Back in fourth place is Urban Artist. Buzz can't get on terms as they work their way down inside the final furlong and a half. Trushan's got to dig in deep here. Radzinski is running a mighty race. Heading towards the final furlong. Trushan near side on the far side of Radzinski. Inside the final furlong they head. Radzinski is battling away, finding a bit extra. Trushan has a neck to find. Tashkan tries to run on. Radzinski, though, is seeing off Trushan. Radzinski all out, Tashkan lunging. Radzinski has won the further flight, has denied Trushan. Tashkan rallying right near side. They are away from Urban Artist and Buzz.
Radzinski was the winner, 16-1. Harry Davis, Hugo Palmer, Trushan, 4-9 favourite. Beaten when trying to follow up. He'd won the race last year, Tashkan running on well for third. And at that point, just as he'd eyeballed Radzinski and looked to go forward, he was trading at 20-1 on for £1,000 or thereabouts. But maybe Trushan, just over the mile 6, just needs that little bit further on his first run back. Radzinski, who had good form in strong handicaps last year, looks likely to have a good season based on this. Tashkan, a strong return as well.
Look, Radzinski is spot on today, and the ground was perfect. Everything went right for him. You know, he got a lovely, easy time in front, and you know he's so tough, and he's just the best horse to ride. You know.
And fair play to Hugo putting you up, not able to use your claim in a ride like this.
Yeah, you know, it's really nice. You know, Hugo's been so loyal to me over, you know, the start of my career and to now, and you know, to keep me on the horse was really nice. You know, I rode him a few times last year and we were confident he was going to get better. We learnt a lot about him. And, you know, it's just, you know, he's amazed me today, really, because I thought if he finishes in the 3, we'll be happy. And we've got a horse to take to war with, but, you know, now we've got to be scratching our heads a little bit.
Well, that's what I said afterwards. I mean, you know, prep run for a Chester Cup maybe, but now all bets are on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we aim for something a little bit higher than the Chester Cup now. He ran a great race in it last year. He finished 3rd behind one of Andrew's horses, Coltrane, and obviously one of O'Brien's. The form of that race is very, very good. So last year we were always confident that he was going to progress. But the team has done such a good job with him, you know, keeping him sound and keeping him well. And you know, they haven't been able to use the grass yet. This is his first time on the grass, and you know, the possibility of getting a horse fit is really hard. So, you know, Hugo's done a fantastic job of getting him there ready.
Thereafter, we had the fillies handicap. This was over an extended mile for which Eurythmical and Bletchley Storm were 4-1 joint favourites, just a point separating the first 4 in the market.
They're off. 1.5 mile furlong in front of them for the RacingTV.com fillies handicap. Bletchley Storm, one of the slowest away, drops to the back of the field in company with the dark blue and white jacket of Eurythmical. Class member going forwards early on. The grey jacket for Kevin Stott leads up here in advance of Bonkers in Abundance. The pink cap, and to the outside of those is Zebra Star. White and black jacket for Holly Doyle. She's also crossing over to hold a prominent position. Molly Valentine follows, the purple and pink, with up on the inside on the poles. Pat Cosgrave has her tucked in about 4th place. Bronze jacket centre field is Ravi Gill, with Bletchley Storm, white-faced runner, burrowing through on the inside, making a nice spot of progress around that turning point. Eurythmical is still at the back of the field, and Anya's Girl is just last of all. Down the side of the course they go, making their journey towards the top of the home run, heading towards the final 4 furlongs. Class member, narrow lead, spinning off the turn and heading more towards the centre of the track. Shows up from Zebra Star. Bonkers in Abundance is trying to move forwards. In behind them on the pulse is just being shaken up. Bletchley Storm is away to the outside of the group. Far side tries to close. Molly Valentine up the running rail is moving into contention. Anya's Girl is also trying to move forwards. White and red jacket. Ravi Gill struggling. Eurythmical is at the back of the field and also outpaced. Molly Valentine, extreme left, up the near side rail, has travelled into it very nicely indeed. Still held together here in the centre. Bletchley Storm tries to close. Eurythmical is running on for pressure. Zebra Star next. Anya's Girl is also trying to close in, working their way towards the final furlong. Bletchley Storm, white-faced runner in the centre. Molly Valentine up the near side rail, looks to be in command here though. Eurythmical is back in behind those for third, but Molly Valentine, boy did she travel well, caught the eye from a long way out, stretches right away. Impressive. Molly Valentine the winner, Bletchley Storm second, Eurythmical back in third, and they are away from Zebra Star.
Molly Valentine, winner, 9-2, Rab Haviland, Dean Ivory, one of the winning owners. Bletchley Storm, 4-1, one of the joint favourites, second. The other, that was Eurythmical, she was third. 3.5 lengths, the winning margin. It's Rab Haviland at the double and offer mark of 67, up in trip. Molly Valentine powering down the stand side rail. Stamina clearly not an issue. The rail certainly not a problem whatsoever, and has beaten Bletchley Storm quite comprehensively. The market leaders out towards the centre, and the winner coming home down the stand side. And so to the final race, the Watch on Racing TV handicap. Maber was 5-2.
They're off and racing. Recall Woman, just a little slow, as is often the case. They race away over the extended mile for the Watch on Racing TV handicap. Antagonise got the best of the breaks here. White and blue jacket and will stride on early. Shows up from 9 Elms, the yellow and blue, and also Distinction. Cheap piece runner holds a handy position. Confie's back against the inside running rail. Marlborough is next. Dark blue jacket with the white sleeves. River Fort runs up against the inside rail as well. Red and white half jacket in the hands of David Egan is a little keen. Racing to the outside is Buchel. Covered up at this stage. Dark blue jacket, yellow star. Big Bear Hug. Also towards the back end is More Diamonds. After that slow beginning, Recall Woman will be the overall back marker. And also in the rear division is 11-11. Turning left-handed, heading down the side of the race course, just over half a mile to go in the final race of the afternoon. And it's Antagonise Just, who has a narrow lead over 9 Elms, who travels up away to the left-hand side. Confie is just in behind those. Also trying to improve is River Fort. Distinction is smothered up in between rivals. Also Big Bear Hug tries to get rolling. Marlborough next in the field. Then Recall Woman, Buchel, 11-11. Yet to play any part in the action. And out the back end is More Diamonds as they dash inside the final 3. Confie comes alongside Antagonise and moves on. Distinction is following. Up on the inside of those is 9 Elms. Away to the right, Recall Woman. Marlborough is also trying to get going. River Fort, More Diamonds, and Big Bear Hug is burrowing away in between rivals from the back. 11-11, 2 shades of blue. It's now starting to motor into the centre of the course. Confie gives way. Here comes 11-11. Distinction there on the near side. 9 Elms. Big Bear Hug is now set down into the drive as well. Inside the final 150 yards. 9 Elms is finding plenty up the near side here. Back in front from 11-11. Then Big Bear Hug. It's 9 Elms all out. Loves Nottingham. Does it again. Beats Bear Hug into second. 11-11 back in third, and Distinction fourth.
9 Elms the winner, 7-1, wins the last race under Lewis Edmonds. Big Bear Hug, 7-2 was second. 11-11, 9-1 finished in third. No stranger to Nottingham, and certainly no stranger to success there. Now a third success for 9 Elms, the son of Street Cry, coming down towards that stand side as well. The one question, or one of the questions, would have been the deeper surface. Last time winning at Nottingham was back in August on good to firm ground. The time before, back in the middle of summer on a decent surface as well. Has clearly handled the conditions today to deny Big Bear Hug and 11-11. Well, the headline act of the day was certainly Radzinski. Radzinski inferior to Trushan on ratings, not showing that even in receipt of a bit of weight. 16-1. And Radzinski, really interesting to see where he goes. So too Trushan as well, as they came out of the Barry Hills Further Flight Stakes, the feature race on the day. And an indicator as to what kind of a ground we were talking about there. It was very testing, just casting your eye across the final 2 times of the day, clocked up by Molly Valentine and 9 Elms, furlong to furlong, very slow testing stuff.